everyone, my name is Katie Cunningham, and I'm going to be teaching a class for PyLadies DC called Intro to Python in Your PJs. The reason it's called In Your PJs is because we're going to be doing this class via Google Hangout on air. Now, because we're not doing this in a physical classroom and I'm not using a regular Google Hangout, I can't see your screen. So, what I need is to know that everybody has everything installed before the class begins. So you're going to need to have Python installed first of all. If you're on a Mac, you probably already have it installed. If you're on Windows, you need to go to python.org/downloads and download the latest 2.7 release. It's an installer, so you should just be able to hit next, next, next. You're also going to need to be able to open idle. Idle is the editor you see here, and it's an IDE that comes with Python. If you're on a Mac, you should be able to open up a terminal window by going to Spotlight, search for terminal, it'll bring up a window, and just type idle, IDLEN, and this will pop up. If you're on a Windows machine, once you install Python, idle will actually be another application that you can bring up under all applications. So this is the one I'm working in. If you are more comfortable in another IDE and know how to work in Python with that, go ahead. But I do prefer that new students start in idle so that we are all looking at the same thing at the same time. You're also going to need comfortable PJs because, as I said, this is being held at home and you should take full advantage of the fact that we can be as comfortable as you want. Also, the class is 3 hours long, so we're going to have a few breaks, but be prepared to settle in for a while. You're going to need coffee because we start at 9:30 on the dot. You'll want a decent connection since you're going to need to hear my audio and you're not going to be able to pause the stream to let it catch up or buffer. You're going to need to be on a pretty good connection. What you have in your home is probably okay, is more than, okay. Just don't go to a coffee shop and try to do this. If you don't have a good connection, you can always wait until it's over and watch it then, but then you don't get to participate in the Q&A and stuff. Just to tell you what we'll go over, we are going to go over what Python is, how to use idle, how we save information in variables and how we manipulate it, logic, loops, lists and dictionaries, functions, modules, and how to get help, and some next steps. If you have any trouble installing Python, or you want a little bit more handholding, or you want to get a head start on some of the things we're going to do, if you go to the file section at PyLadies DC, there is actually a chapter from my book that you can download and just go through that, and it'll walk you through Windows and Mac how to do everything with lots of screenshots. So just sign in, go to files, download it, it's just a PDF, and just follow it step by step. If you have any trouble, make sure to contact me or one of the other organizers so we can help you out. Don't wait until the morning of the class because we're all going to be a little busy. Now, during the Hangout, you'll be able to submit questions via the Q&A app. I'm only going to look at them in between sections, so I'll get done teaching the basics of functions and look at the Q&A app and see if there are any questions that have come up. If you have a problem that needs to be addressed immediately, like my sound has gone out or something, then I recommend I'm going to designate some people for you to ping immediately, because these are people that can just call me on my landline and say, or text me and say, hey, something's gone awry. Otherwise, I hope to see all of you in a few days on Saturday, bright and early, 9:30 a.m.